Here's the answer for day 3, problem 1. Solve this problem. 3 consecutive integers sum to 54. Find the 3 numbers. Let's use algebra to solve this. That means to choose variables to represent these unknown numbers. For the first unknown number, let's choose the letter x. Then let's figure out how to express the second number and the third number, also using variables. We're told that these are consecutive integers. So if one of the numbers is x, the next consecutive integer after that is 1 more than whatever x is. The expression is x plus 1. The next consecutive integer after that one is 1 more than whatever this number was. So that is x plus 2. These 3 expressions model 3 consecutive integers. We're told that they sum to 54. So as soon as we see the word sum, we know to add some things together. X plus 1 plus x plus 2 is equal to 54. Now let's solve this equation. Combine like terms. X, and x is 3x. 1 plus 2 is 3. Subtract 3 from both sides. 3x is equal to 51. Now divide by 3 on both sides. X is equal to 17. Take that answer and check it into the original problem. Find the 3 numbers. We have found the first number. Let's make sure that we also find the other 2. This one would become 18, and this one would be 19. Day 3, problem 2. Let's solve this problem. 2 planes leave from an airport at the same time. One flies north at 280 miles per hour. The other flies south at 320 miles per hour. In how many hours will they be 1,000 miles apart? This is the kind of problem that sketching a diagram can help us visualize what's going on. Let's say that this dot is the airport. One plane flies north, so I'm going to draw upwards. And the other plane flies south. I'm going to draw downwards. And I drew a longer ray because that plane was flying faster. It is going to go farther in the same amount of time. What we were told about the 2 planes are their rates of speed. So the other thing that's helpful in a problem like this is to know this formula. Distance equals rate times time. Let's figure out the distance traveled by both airplanes, starting with plane number 1. To find its distance, take its rate of speed, 280 miles per hour, and multiply by the time that it's flying. But that's the thing we don't know. That's what it asked us. How many hours? So for the time, let's use a variable like the letter t. This expression represents the distance traveled by plane 1. I'm going to label that over here on my ray. Now let's work on the distance traveled by plane number 2. Using the same formula, distance equals rate times time, we get the expression 320 times t. I'm going to label the ray 320t. This is a distance, and this is a distance. And we are told in the problem that the total distance apart is 1,000 miles. So what do we do with these 2 expressions if we know that the total distance is 1,000? That tells us to sum them. So 280t plus 320t is equal to 1,000 miles. Let me reread this, but in terms of their real-life meaning. The distance traveled by plane 1 plus the distance traveled by plane 2 totals to 1,000 miles. Let's solve this equation. Combine like terms. 280 plus 320 is 600t. Then divide by 600 on both sides. We get 1 and 2/3. The variable t was representing the time in hours, so the correct label for this is hours. In 1 2/3 hours, the planes will be 1,000 miles apart.